a foundation basically gives away money. And sometimes it's someone else's money, sometimes it's money that comes from a business, sometimes it's personal wealth or family money. And there are lots of different kinds of foundations. There are private foundations, family foundations, endowed trusts, public charities, donor-advised funds, all kinds of different things. Every kind of foundation has different rules and guidelines that it has to operate according to the law. And foundations are governed by different kinds of boards with different expectations, so it can get a little bit complicated to navigate. But basically, a foundation exists in order to give away money. And in the Christian world, Christian foundations all have one thing in common. They're motivated by biblical generosity, and they're doing their best to operate according to principles of wise stewardship. As a foundation leader myself, there are a lot of things that I would love for the leaders of nonprofits and NGOs to know. I won't go through all of them, but one thing that I think is important for you to know is that foundations have limited resources. There's this perception in the world that if you get a relationship with a foundation, you are set. They will just fund your ministry forever. And that's just not the case. Even the very biggest and most generous foundations have a limited amount of funds that they are able to give away. And that means they have to make difficult decisions every time they receive a proposal. And sometimes the answer to a proposal is going to be yes, and you'll be awarded a grant, and that's great. But a lot of the time, the answer is going to have to be no, because again, the resources are limited. And it's important to understand that usually when the answer is no, it's not a reflection on you or your ministry or your project or the value of your proposal. It's just because there isn't enough to go around for everyone who's applying for a grant. Also, every foundation has different priorities that they have as an organization, and sometimes your priorities as an NGO or the particulars of your project that you're asking for money for don't align all that well with the foundation's grant-making priorities. Again, that doesn't mean that there's a problem with your proposal. It just means that you're not going to receive a grant because there's not good alignment. So that's not you, it's just the reality of the situation in the foundation world.